the 31st century. Ulysses killed the giant Cyclops when he rescued the children and his son Telemachus. But the ancient gods of Olympus are angry and threaten a terrible revenge.
Mortals, you defy the gods? I sentence you to travel among unknowns.
In 1981, an unlikely alliance changed children's television forever. France and Japan joined forces to take the Odyssey into the 31st century. Ring-shaped starships, colossal gods, a little robot that snacks on screws, and a hero doomed to wander the cosmos. Welcome to Ulysses 31, mythic science fiction with an unforgettable 80s aesthetic. The series was born as a co-production between the French company DIC Audiovisuel and Japan's Tokyo movie Shinsha, TMS. Leading the concept and scripts were Nina Wolmart and Jean Chalopin. The idea was bold. Take Homer's classic Odyssey, along with characters and tales from Greek mythology in general, and reimagine it in space as a space opera. The result? Pure magic. 26 episodes, each 26 minutes long, originally broadcast on FR3 between October 1981 and April 1982. But the series' genesis hit some bumps. In 1980, a pilot episode was produced, directed by René Borg and Shigetsugu Yoshida. It didn't convince. Stiffer animation, different designs, and an Odysseus depicted as a huge ring, partially computer animated. That pilot remained unaired until decades later when it surfaced online and we could compare. After that setback, Japan's Shingo Araki and Michi Himeno redesigned the characters, and mecha guru Shōji Kawamori, with Studio Nue, redefined the machines and the ship. That's when the look we remember today crystallized. Ulysses 31 was a pioneering animated series, French creators and writers working shoulder to shoulder with Japanese animators and directors, Bernard Darius from France, Kazuo Terada, Kyosuke Mikuriya, and Tadao Nagahama from Japan, in a true two-way production pipeline. The pace was demanding, and the animation turned out smoother than typical TV fare. A broader color palette, more detail, and, by the standards of the time, an unusually polished finish for a children's series. The design of the Odysseus blended nods to the FR3 television channel's logo with the clean aesthetic of Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. In the opening credits, titles, and some shots, the team experimented with pioneering CGI techniques. We can see 3D wireframe meshes rendered by Computer Image Corporation in Denver, USA. Much of the 3D was displayed in vector/wireframe mode, no surfaces, just lines delimiting volume. This look stemmed from the era's limited computing power for larger solid renders, but it gave the show a distinctive visual style. Technologically, Ulysses 31 was as bold as its hero. The main score was composed by Denny Crockett and Ike Egan, with additional themes by Shuki Levy and Haim Saban, two key names behind the 80s sound, defined by extensive use of synthesizers, drum machines, and sound effects that created a futuristic electronic style. In France, the opening theme was performed by Lionel Leroy, and the series featured localized versions for different countries that spark nostalgia today. In Japan, original songs were also used for the opening and ending. Format in which the series originally aired on the FR3 TV channel was highly novel. Each story was split into 6 5-minute segments, broadcast daily, and on Saturdays the full episode was shown as a compilation. It was a serialized model designed to keep children tuning in every day and to reward their loyalty at the weekend. After destroying the Cyclops to save Telemachus and 2 children from the planet Zotra, the gods of Olympus curse Ulysses. His crew is placed in suspended animation, and the ship loses its course back to Earth. Only Ulysses, Telemachus, Themis, and Nono, that little robot who loves snacking on nails, remain active. The prophecy is clear. Only by finding the kingdom of Hades can they return home. The series is an anthology of mythic encounters reimagined in space. Sisyphus on an endless quarry planet, the Sphinx as a cosmic deity posing its riddle, the sorceress Circe turning crew members into swine, the Sirens, the Laestrygonians, Scylla and Charybdis, Atlas, and even Theseus, Ariadne, and the Minotaur in a stellar labyrinth. Each episode adapts or invokes a piece of Greek mythology, now with plasma weapons, space tridents, and alien civilizations, a pop-style twist on the classics. Ulysses is both hero and father. He solves moral dilemmas without losing his taste for adventure. Telemachus brings humanity and growth. Themis/Thais, with telepathic powers, adds sensitivity and strategic insight. Nono is comic relief and a loyal companion. And yes, he snacks on screws. And above all, Zeus and the gods, almost metaphysical antagonists who turn the journey into a spiritual triumph. The final character designs were created by Shingo Araki and Michi Himeno, who later became icons for Saint Seiya, with unmistakable 80s hair, clean volumes, and expressive eyes. The mecha design, the mechanical monsters and tech, was led by Shōji Kawamori, the mind behind Macross, the 1982 Japanese sci-fi anime franchise, with support from Studio Nue. The Odysseus is a conceptual marvel, monumental geometric masses, white corridors, cold lighting, and a command bridge that looks like a design museum piece. In the title graphics, digital wireframes, pioneering for European children's TV. performed very well in France and was exported to Europe and the Americas. In the United Kingdom, it arrived in the mid-80s. In the United States, broadcast rights were sold to multiple national and local TV stations. In Japan, paradoxically, its full television run came late and in stages, despite Japan's role in the co-production. There were video releases and later airings on the now defunct Japanese satellite channel and HKBS2. But most importantly, Ulysses 31 showed that an East-West co-production could deliver high visual standards and universal stories for global audiences. Ulysses 31 is a key series because it distilled a fundamental idea. Myths are a timeless, universal storytelling tool. If you move them from the sea to space, they still answer the same human questions. It doesn't matter whether the setting is the Mediterranean with wooden ships or the 31st century cosmos with spacecraft, Greek mythology still works the same because human nature hasn't changed. On the industry side, the series proved that France and Japan could create memorable worlds together. Artistically, it built a bridge between classical sculpture, futuristic aesthetics, and 80s synth music. And above all, Ulysses 31 matters because every time we hear Ulysses, we become that child again, the one who dreamed of finding the way back home. And now, raise the shields, consult Shirka, and tie up every loose end, because the gods are always listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which episode is your favorite. See you in the next chapter.